This is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Well, it's been a fun day. The Online Big Blue desk cracked. Oh, that teaches for getting, that teaches you for getting a beveled glass desk. So you know what? We're recording this from someplace else, and it's just no fun. But you know what? Let's get into New York Giants football, which is a lot of fun. We've had some news over the weekend with Ross Cockrell signing with the Giants. If anyone remembers him, he was with us from 17 for a year. He came over from the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was actually a pretty good pickup for us. He played, I wouldn't say he played exceptional for us that year, but he played extremely well. And he, for what we thought we were getting with him, I think, he more than filled the bill. He went over into Carolina in 18, but if anyone remembers, he wrecked his leg in training camp. He cracked his tibial and his fibula, and he was out the entire year. So he finally came back in 19, played alongside Bradbury, played fairly well. He allowed just 52% of his passes targeted against him. I think they were only completed 6 out of 67. It was 37 passes. Only 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and 4 pass breakups. The funny thing is, the Panthers decided to move on from Ross because they signed Eli Apple. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but you know what? Ross isn't a sexy pick. He's not a big name. But like I said, he's a solid corner. He plays his position well. I wouldn't say would I say he's a fantastic tackler? No, but you know what? He is a consistent tackler, which is what you need on the other side. And he can play the outside and he can play the slot. So, he played 14 games last year in Carolina, started 11, had 62 tackles, 48 solos. So, like I said, he in the 2 interceptions he returned for 70 yards. Between the two of them, so it's not like he's a slouch. He's a guy that's kind of a journeyman. He's been with the Bills, the Steelers, the Giants, the Panthers, and back to us again. But you know what? Like I said, it's an interesting pickup. It's a good pickup. It's a safe Gettleman pickup. Gettleman, a lot of times when he heads out into free agency, he's not going to, go after that pick that you're just like, oh, wow. Bradbury's a good corner. Would I say he is, an all-pro corner? Maybe not, but I think he can be a Pro Bowl corner. Same thing with Blake. I think Blake will be a solid addition. Is it like we're bringing back Harry Carson or Carl Banks or Pepper Johnson or someone in the middle of the field? No. Or Antonio Pierce? No, but you know what? He's going to be solid. He's going to be consistent. He's going to be good. So it's a Gettleman pickup. It's a Gettleman guy. I don't know if that's good or bad. Either way, we need the body. He played alongside Bradbury, so you know what? That gives him the advantage. So you know what? I am all for the pickup. I haven't seen what the contract is yet. It's probably going to be a 1-year deal. But you know what? It's a solid pickup, and it works 2 ways. If he cannot perform up to expectations, he can always fall into the rotation of all the young guys we have. And if one of the young guys beats him out, no one's going to be like, oh my God, he beat out one of our talented guys. So it's a good pickup. It's a safe pickup, and that's all. And I think that's the best way to pick. He's a pro's pro. He knows how to play. He can come off the bench or he can start. So you know what? Welcome back, Ross. I actually wanted them to sign him back after the 17 season, I thought. And he signed a very small contract, 2-year contract with Carolina. So, Gettleman actually had a nice pull-off on that one. But you know what? Welcome back, Ross. And let's just get into training camp real quick, because I had a friend who gets some information from training camp. He's the same guy that gets me on the field all the time. But you know what? There's no earth-shattering news. He just said that it's extremely surreal because of the fact that the guys are just basically, this was the first time they had the helmets on. Was yesterday. Was Sunday. So you got the shorts, you get the pad. You don't have even pads. You get the shorts, you get the helmet. You're basically just running through conditioning drills. You're running some patterns. You're running through the gauntlet. He said it was nothing spectacular, but it was just good to have them do football things. And I think that's what we wanted to see. We want to see the Giants get into football activities. And one of the activities I was thinking of today is Xavier Mckinney. Yes, I understand that Xavier Mckinney is going to be our free safety. Because, of course, Peppers is going to be our strong safety. The only problem I have with that is Peppers and McKinney in some ways are very similar players. McKinney is a little larger than Peppers, but they have similar attributes. Now, if you go back to McKinney's days in Alabama, the dude basically played everywhere his last season on Saban's defense. He spent 32.9% of his snaps at free safety. He spent another 34.5% of his snaps in the box. And he spent another 27.5% of his snaps at the slot corner. So he played all over. He played all over the field. But to me, his strength is really his ability to tackle, to play the run. He plays with attitude. I mean, he was more consistent last year than he ever was in any of his other seasons in college. He knows how to attack the football. I mean, he goes after the ball carrier. He's confident against the run. He really is effective at, delivering the kill shot, even on bigger ball carriers. And he's impressive. He's an impressive tackler. I mean, especially in space. He's very impressive. And it's the same thing kind of like Peppers. And the other thing with McKinney is he the best guy in reference to coverage? Is he in man coverage? Is he a lockdown guy? No. But he can really pester people from the trail position. And he doesn't miss his tackle assignments. He's extremely good at that. And he's got good length. So, to press people, and he's very disruptive, but he's very disruptive inside the contact window. So, I mean, like I said, he's more of, to me, like I said, he fits more the bill in some ways at strong safety, because, like I said, he going back to his zone coverages. He play the zone extremely well? No, but he has good instincts in the zone. He knows how to take good angles, and he's very good, at arriving on contact with the ball, which is something you can't teach. And like I said, but to me, he's more of a guy that should be playing in the box. And he did that at Alabama. And like I said, if you go back and look at Peppers, I mean, Peppers, he played strong safety, he played free safety, he went back to strong safety again. So he's bounced around a little bit, not in regards to teams because he was only with the Cleveland Browns. But like I said, he started at free safety. He started as free safety for them when the Browns were 0-16. So that's not really a good comparison. But like I said, I just have a feeling that they are very similar players with very similar attributes. But I think that McKinney is more impactful if we move him in the box. And I'm not saying that McKinney cannot play free safety. I think he will be a very good free safety. I think he will be an excellent free safety. But the problem is that I see is that, like I said, McKinney and Peppers have similar attributes. They're both very explosive players. I mean, they both need to. McKinney has more ball skills than Peppers does. I mean, he's got softer hands, and so I think that's why we're feeling that we need to switch him over to the free safety position. But it's like I said, it's very strange. If you really do a breakdown of the two players, they are very similar, and they have, like I said, they have very similar attributes. But like I said, you know what? If I had to pick the worst skill or the worst trait that Xavier McKinney has, it's going to be his deep downfield range. I mean, you got to look at the film in Alabama. I mean, he can be beaten deep. And I don't know if that's because of the fact of the way he played in the Saban system. I should say the Saban defensive system. I don't know. But that would, to me, would probably be his worst trait right now. And honestly, it's funny. That is Pepper's worst trait. And I think it's interesting that we always blamed Alex Ogletree for getting burned over the middle. But a lot of the problem it was last year was the safety position. So, I think that I think McKinney can fill multiple roles on an NFL defense, on a Giant defense. And I think he showcased that in Alabama. And I think he can play deep zone if put in the right position. He's not going to be fantastic. He's good at man coverage. Like I said, he can line up in the slot. But like I said, I think because of his size, his strength, and his range, and especially at 6'1", 200 pounds, he's a small linebacker. And I think that holding him in the box would be smarter. But then again, I think in some ways you're also going to deplete. The problem is with the Giants, they are basically setting themselves up for the best available athletes in each position. And that's honestly the way it should be. They should have the best available, what they and again, Joe Judge has come out and said before, and we've said it before, that it's going to be a situational defensive opportunity. And that's the best way to put it. And right now, in a situational defensive opportunity, the smart thing to do is have McKinney at free safety, Peppers at strong safety. I would not be shocked if McKinney moved to strong safety sometime in the 2020 season. That's all I'm going to say. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue. We're bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you want to, you could drop us an email at onlineBigBlue@gmail.com, or you can just follow us on Twitter at OnlineBigBlue1 on Twitter. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could like, if you could subscribe, if you could ring that bell, I think you know what that means? That'd be awesome.